What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and in this video we analyze what the current top keywords are in all of Amazon. And for that, I'm going to use this tool, which is fire. You guys have seen it before. I'm not going to say what it is until we get into the gist of the video, but it's going to show us the absolute most popular and most searched for keywords in all of Amazon. So I'm super fired up for this. I hope you're fired up. And the other thing about this is that these words are very relevant to almost all of our actual products. So you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about and a heck of a lot more. So let's go in and do this. All right, so here we are inside of Brand Analytics, which is Amazon's tool that is able to be used by people that have a trademark. So remember, if you do have a trademark, make sure you register for access to Brand Analytics. It is extremely useful, and it introduces us to a tool called SFR, or Search Frequency Rank, which is basically nothing more than a popularity contest. So all these words are in order from 1 to 1.5 million, 1.5 million being the highest that Amazon goes. There are many more keywords than that, but that's just the top end that Amazon goes with, and 1 being the absolute most popular keyword in all of Amazon. And at the present time, this keyword is none other than gifts for women. Like I said, it's going to be very related to every single one of our products, because at the present time we are in the midst of Q4, and so just about every product out there is a gift. So let's talk a little bit more about this, because there's a lot more keywords other than gifts for women and a lot of other gifting keywords, and that's really the gist of this video. And what I wanted to talk about is the simple fact that a lot of the keywords at the present time which are popular on Amazon are gifting keywords, and these are a lot of the keywords that we actually use in our campaigns and as well as to optimize. So let's talk about these keywords, let's talk about which ones are most popular, and let's talk about the competitiveness of these actual words and whether or not we should be using them in our products and in our campaigns. So let's go in by first looking and scrolling through maybe the top 20 or 50 and see what's up there. So we got gifts for women, which is the most popular keyword in all of Amazon, gifts for men, which is second. And if we keep going down, there's the PS5, which we've been talking about quite a bit. Here's gifts for mom, which is also very popular. And then let's see if we can find anything else. Here's Among Us, which we've talked about quite often. Stocking stuffers for kids, which would be another actual keyword that we use in our campaigns. It would be pretty popular. Stocking stuffers women, another fantastic keyword to actually use. And then let's see if we can round it off with any more. We're already in the 60s, so I'm going to go to about 100, and then I'll talk about why these keywords are very important. We've got Harry Potter gifts, which we obviously can't make book on those because of the simple fact that Harry Potter has a trademark just like Among Us. So I definitely do not recommend, if you're making Among Us books, stop before you lose your account. And here we have Christmas gifts for women, and that should probably wrap it up. Here's gift cards for Amazon, which doesn't actually apply. And that's pretty much it. So what is it with these words, and should we be using them in our products and or our advertising campaigns? And for the most part, the simple answer for these top ones is no. And I'll expand a little bit more upon why we wouldn't do that, although we could put them in there if we have extra space. But let's go ahead and first search for gifts and see what pops up. If we took a look at the word gifts and we look at the weekly range, let's see what actually pops up. These are all the actual gifting keywords that come up, and you can see their search frequency rank and just how popular they are at the present time. So Harry Potter gifts, as we talked about, Christmas gifts for women, gifts for dad, white elephant gifts, men's gift for Christmas, Christmas gifts, men's gifts, mom's gifts, etc. So as these get a little bit more specific, like unicorn gifts for girls and best friends gifts and fishing gifts for men, as they become more specific, I would certainly use them. Teacher gifts I'd certainly use, possibly even gifts for grandma, although I think that is very broad and I possibly might not use it. Gag gifts would be good, Christmas gifts for men, wine gifts. Small gifts for women is an excellent one. Gifts for teenage boys. Horse gifts for girls is very specific, so I would definitely use that one. Couples gifts, I would probably use that. Gifts for her, I think, is a little too broad, as is gifts for him. Gifts under $10 is great. Mom Christmas gifts might be too broad. And let me show you why I'm actually saying that. In order to illustrate my point as to whether or not we would actually want to use these, we're going to pull up good old AMS, and we're going to throw these into an advertising campaign, and we're going to see what the cost per click or the average cost per click is. Now remember, the higher that CPC is, then that means it's going to be a lot more expensive for you to advertise for these words. And again, these words are not extremely specific. They're a little bit more broad. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to go ahead and download this spreadsheet as Excel. And once I get it downloaded, I'm going to head on over to AMS, and I'm going to create an advertising campaign, and I'm going to enter my own list, and we're going to see what the costs for these words are. All right, so here are the keywords. I downloaded them. They are all here, and you guys are going to be shocked at the sheer amount of gifting keywords that there are. You can clearly see that I got a smile on my face from ear to ear. It's almost as if I just got the best Christmas present in the whole wide world. And that certainly is the case when you download over 20-some thousand gifting keywords. That's right, that's how much in total that there are. So we're not obviously going to paste in all these, or else we're going to break Amazon AMS. I'm going to instead go for the top 100, and we're going to paste those into AMS, and we're going to see what the costs are for them, and we'll get a good idea of how many other people are going for these keywords. Now, I want you to remember, in general, if you think about everybody in Amazon that is a seller that is running campaigns, a lot of these gifting keywords apply to just about anything, because almost anything qualifies for a gift in Amazon. So the crazy part about this is that not only are we competing with books or other KDP books, but we're also competing with other physical products, and we're competing with almost every single thing available on Amazon that could be a gift for a woman. And as if you've been a longtime follower of mine, you'll know that on the coronavirus videos that I did way back when, one of the top keywords in all of Amazon was dildos for women. That's right, dildos for women. So people are getting this kind of crap for women. You're even competing with dildos out there. So do you really want to go for a lot of these broad keywords? Well, the answer to that is absolutely not. And that's why we're going to pull up here and do this test. So let's go ahead and see if we really want to compete with those dildos. All right, so I'm back inside of Amazon advertising, and really the name of the campaign doesn't matter. I'm going to ignore all of this. I'm going to put no end date. I'm just going to put a $10 budget. The only thing that we're doing is we're doing manual targeting. And the reason that we're doing that is we just want to see what the costs of these are. So I'm going to pick dynamic bids down only. And I'm going to scroll up here, and we're going to go to a standard ad. And then we're going to pick the book that we've been picking previously. And now what we're going to do is we're going to enter list here. And we're going to go ahead and copy and paste this list here. And we're going to go ahead and hit only. We're going to take a look at the cost of all of them. So I'm going to just add keywords right there. And here it's going to pop up, and we're going to see what the cost of these. So gifts for women is like $133. Gifts for men is $177. But if you scroll down and we look at some more of these lesser words, like Christmas gifts for women is only $1. It can also go from $83 to $184. And you can see up here that on the higher ones, like gifts for women, it's $1.09 to $2.54. So it's very expensive as you go up. And if we go down even lower and look at less relevant keywords, or keywords a lot of people wouldn't think about, like white elephant gifts, they're $76 to $1.42. And if we keep going, in general, the keyword gift is very expensive, as is mom gift. And gifts for teenage girls is 95 cents to $1.75. Let's see, gifts for boyfriend is 72 cents to $1.62. And so a lot of these are extremely expensive. So unicorn gifts for girls is actually $118 to $3.33, which just goes to show my theory of slap a unicorn on anything. That sucker is going to sell. And I wanted to say another word, but I'm going to try to keep it clean and keep this a family show, even though I just mentioned dildos. So dildos is about as dirty as I'll get on this actual video. So here we got funny gifts is up to $1.83. Best friend gifts is 93 cents to $2.42. So a lot of these keywords that I would have imagined would have been a lot less expensive are actually just as expensive, but they start a little bit on the low end. Look at the fishing gifts for men, 89 cents to $1.65. Teacher gifts is 91 cents to $2.42. Gifts for grandma is $1.12 to $3.03. So really, the gag gifts is actually a really good one, 75 cents to $1.13. And a lot of these are pretty high. So in general, most of these words seem to be pretty darn expensive. And that's potentially because of the simple fact that we are in the gist of Christmas. And I do believe that once out of Christmas, the cost of these keywords goes down. But most of these, even Harley Davidson gifts for men is 73 cents to $1.63. Now, I would agree with a lot of people out there. They're going to say, well, Liz, is this really the true cost of these actual keywords? The answer to that is probably not. Like a few viewers have said, the costs that it shows here on Amazon are pretty much very high, and so I wouldn't take them as the gospel. Instead, I would probably still bid anywhere between 30 and 40 cents, 40 being on the high end. Let them run a couple days, see if the impressions comes in, and if they do not, then I'd raise it up just a little bit to see if I could get impressions. At any point that I would get impressions, then I'd be pretty happy and I would stick it there, or I would raise it up a little bit more just to see if I get more impressions. After that, remember, the CTR is of utmost importance, which pretty much means the amount of times that somebody actually clicks through on your book. So that becomes the most important metric of all once you get to that point of getting impressions. So the goal at first is to get impressions or be seen. So again, like I said, this is just 100 out of thousands and thousands of gifting keywords. As they go down lower in popularity, the cost obviously decreases. But based on this, a lot of them are going to cost you a ton of money unless they're extremely, extremely specific. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you in this video. Obviously, what I thought was going to be true was not, but then again, I'm not always right. but that's why I like to show you actual real data so that you can make your own decisions based on what I actually report to you. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. I always personally answer them, and I will see you all in the next video.